These Northern Nevada businesses have elected to use DSX Voice, Northern Nevada's choice for business telephone service. Find out what's possible for your business. DSX Voice.
With me in the studio, Eloisa Phelps from Summit Funding and Yeysen Garabito from Ferrari-Lund. What do you think about the Tri-Tensile? You ever seen anything like this before?
Never, and I'm actually like to take a closer look at it, and we do camp a lot. My family and I, we're big campers. We probably take, 4 to 5 camping trips a year. So
yes.
This can come pretty handy, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is your gift for being on the show with us today, and we're going to look at their other lineups after the conclusion of our radio show. But yeah, you've got something really special there, Eloisa.
Thank you very much.
This is absolutely
it's a great idea.
A great idea for backpacking. When you are hiking, you go places where you don't want to carry heavy stuff.
Right.
And you're able to just, in a small package, have the utensils needed.
Right. You don't need to throw it away either because it's totally washable, 100% food grade, and you can preserve our resources by using this little device. It's made in the U.S. In fact, it's made right here in Sparks, and it's a patented design. So I love the fact that it's made right here in America, and our designer, the inventor, is a military veteran who spent time in Afghanistan, and while he was in the military, he had a hard time really getting utensils that really worked for his crew and himself. And plastic forks and spoons, they just break. So now he's a helicopter pilot, and he's helping fight fires, and he's still serving our men in uniform. And now there's this great device for, I love it for extreme camping.
Sure.
Cycling, it's lightweight, you got to try one out. Tri-Tensile. All right, let's continue and talk about real estate on Nevada Real Estate Radio. We were talking about finding alternatives for the people that are challenged, cutting a deal in Northern Nevada on a new home. Yeysen, what do you say your latest stats show as far as the median home price for the Northern Nevada area, Reno specifically? It's well over $400,000, right?
Yeah, we were looking at the stuff that's going on. We were able to run the system today and regional NMLS, and we found that houses in the Reno Sparks area, and it goes down from Double Diamond, south of Reno, even Virginia foothills, all the way up to Red Rock, Cold Springs. Last year, we show an average price of $359,286. And this, it's everything. $1 million homes, entry-level homes, everything in between. $359,286 for last year. Now, 2018, there's a big increase. The average price now, it's a little bit over $408,000. Okay, it's incredible what's happening in the market. And Eloisa and I were just talking about it before we got into the show. It looks scary, right? Especially if you've been here for 20 years and you saw what happened 10 years ago. But when it comes to real estate, you really can't just wait and see what's going to happen. You either make like you said, you either make a decision to, buy something or sell something, because we don't know what's going to happen. The beauty of this market now is that we have a lot of companies coming into town that are actually supporting these prices. I mean, they're going up because people are buying them. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we have these new companies coming into town, paying decent salaries now. So it's better. When it comes to salaries, it's better than it was 10 years ago too.
Oh yeah. However, we do have more of a challenge of people from out of state, California specifically, that are moving here as well.
True that.
So not only do we have to compete with the people, those of us that live here already, that maybe we're renting or we want to move to a bigger house, we're competing now with those people and these people from California that are coming. They look at Reno and they say, "My gosh, everything's so cheap."
Yeah, very true. That's a true statement.
I was in Napa Valley this last weekend. Went to my fiance's high school reunion, and it was in Petaluma, and they were talking about how they're buying property in Northern Nevada in Reno because it's so cheap. And it was kind of sad to hear it, in a way, that they still look at us like this, the real estate is just cheap. And I don't like the word cheap a lot, but from their perspective, it is. Yeah. And that makes it a challenge for us here, like I say, to find the right deal. So what are some of the things that people are doing when they want to buy a house, but they just can't find a house in their price range? What are some of the things that you're recommending, Yeysen?
Well, one of the things that's becoming I think a very good option is manufactured housing.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I like manufactured.
A lot of people are afraid of them because they have a bad reputation, if you will. Because, people are used to seeing the old aluminum siding, the old aluminum roof.
The trailer.
The trailer.
Yeah.
But now, if you go see the new ones, they are impressive.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking bullnose corners, GE appliances, 2,100 square feet, drywall, 2x6 walls. So it's a good option to get into. And the loans that we have available for stick-built homes are the same loans that we have available for manufactured housing. VA, FHA, conventional, zero down payment financing for them. The credit requirements are similar to it. So we always, I encourage people to go see them. When you're looking at a house in Sparks that's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath for $250,000 that was built in 1950. And then we go a little bit north and you look at a brand new house, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, for $260,000, that becomes a better option, especially if you have a growing family.
Well, here's the thing about manufactured homes that I like. In most instances, manufactured homes could have more lot size, more area per property, more area in the yard, more bigger yard. A lot of them have a 1/4 acre, half acre, some people want a full acre. And it's a lot easier to arrange those situations, I know, with manufactured homes. As long as it fits the criteria, right?
Yes.
Because with manufactured homes, you can't buy an old manufactured home. I think the year was what, 1976?
July 1976, somewhere around there, yeah.
You can't buy one of those old homes because that's one of the homes I built. When I was in college, I used to build manufactured homes. It was in the 72 cent. Let me tell you, they were bad. Bad.
And therefore, that's why they call pre-HUDs, right?
Yeah.
1976, that's when they were built before the government got in the middle of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the truth is, today's manufactured home, man, it's slick, it's sharp, and they're tight. And I've walked into some people's homes, right? I didn't know if it was a manufactured home or not. They told me. I was shocked because they don't look like it. Once they're set up in the right way, and they're finished off, you really can't tell that they were a manufactured home. And yet you have a much lower entry cost.
Yeah.
You have really more customization going in, and then you've got your exterior customization. When it's all said and done, you end up with more for less money.
Yeah.
And if you like to live in the rural areas like I do, I grew up on a rancho in Colorado. Well, what a better combination,
Yeah.
But people sometimes they get locked into this thing. They got to buy in the subdivision that their friends are, or their mom's in, or their dad. Sometimes you just got to grow up a little bit, right? And be a little bit more self-reliant, and get out there and get your little ranchito of your own.
Yeah,
That's what I would
you're
recommend.
right. And that's what I was saying. When it comes to the financing, it's pretty much the same. There's, you still got to provide taxes. And Eloisa can talk about that a lot more.
Yeah.
But the stigma, it's going away now because these things are so impressive. They're really well built.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think if there is a stigma, it's probably from consumers that are too old or to even be interested in buying those things in because they really are from another generation.
Yeah.
Eloisa, you and I were talking about Fernley, and I was telling you about Mom Chala about Fernley, and then you mentioned that there are mortgage opportunities in areas outside of Reno, like Fernley.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, on the rural areas, we have 100% financing under a program called USDA. And that is ideal for families that are able to handle the payment. However, they just don't seem to be able to put together the money needed for down payment. So if you're financing 100% of the purchase price of the home, then your out-of-pocket for closing cost is very minimal. And in many occasions, if we have the right seller and is willing to give you a small portion of that, it's a combination of not having to come up with money for down payment, very minimal closing cost, and then voila, you get your home.
Oh, very nice. Well, and the other things about the rural areas, the prices can't be as high as they are in Reno, Nevada. Yeysen, you were telling me about those figures. They're like $100,000 or more difference.
Yes.
Once you travel,
so we were looking at
30 miles.
Yeah, what Fernley is doing. The average price now it's right over $250,000. Which when you compare that to Reno and Sparks, it doesn't buy very much nowadays.
Right.
So, but if you take that little drive 25, 30 minutes now. And it's growing. It's growing. There's a lot of construction going on out there, and it's just making the decision to go out there, and it doesn't take you any longer than to go to Cold Springs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Reality,
Which is
yeah, that's true.
20, 25 minutes out there too.
Yeah, and the difference in Cold Springs is Fernley is really a city. I mean, it's got things, and it's growing.
Yes.
We read recently that Interstate 11, the new big highway from Mexico to Canada, is going up to Phoenix, Las Vegas, and now it's very likely going to be going right on one of the two sides of Fernley. So I think Fernley's going to pick up a lot of new interest, not only in Nevada, but throughout this new I-11 corridor, because what a great place to have investment property.
Yes.
And it's right on that corridor. If you have a trucking business or you have a retail business, I just really see Fernley growing, and I think that's a great opportunity for people to consider. Same thing with Yerington and Fallon and Minden and Gardnerville.
Dayton.
They're a lot closer than they used to be because of the improvements in the roads. Eloisa, have you been on the Southeast Connector yet, up by where I live on Hidden Valley?
Yes, actually, I went on a drive just to see what it's like, and I love the fact that you can just breeze through the area and get to the other side of the town really in like 10, 11 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're heading from, let's say I-80 to Carson City, I mean, you're saving a whole lot of time, because you can use that Southeast Connector, and then when you get to Carson City, the highway, the 395 or 580 has been extended so far now that you can really bypass that, and you can really make good time here in northern Nevada. So the rural areas don't seem that far away anymore, within 50, 60 miles of Reno, and I think more and more people are going to be taking advantage of those special financing opportunities and the prices that are in those areas while they last, because before long, they're going to catch up. You're going to have to drive 100 miles before you get those prices.
Very true.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, so just waiting for that to happen, right?
You know it. So investment real estate, we talk about that too. When we come back from this commercial break, we're going to be joined by Sherry Hill. She's the wealth protection diva at Sage International, and find out what she has in mind if you're thinking about growing an investment portfolio of real estate. We'll be right back.
Extraction Jackson! Here's what people are saying about CJ's recommended carpet care.
My name is Kevin Karp. I've been a lawyer since 1979. Jack, he's a character, and he will tell you what needs to be done. And there's no question with CJ's that you're not going to get these fly-by-night places that'll do everything cheap. You won't get work that you'll have to redo a month later.
Residential, commercial, tile, grout, carpet, and upholstery cleaning. Call 829-1551 or visit cjscarpetcare.com.